Yo, what is up? I've got 3 mice roundup today and an edgeless Tenta-X pad to show you guys today. Let's start with the Eweadn S9 Ultra. That's the dongle, that's the mouse. I've had it for nearly 3 months. You can look at it, it looks pretty much brand new. I didn't put a lot of time into it, but I did put some time into it. And this Eweadn mouse, like, if you consider it like a Chinese mouse, they've all have like 4 variations of the same mouse. This one is called the Ultra, and this is 64 grams, 3950 Viper V3 inspired shape. It's $60, tri-mode, 8K polling. It's got the Kale White Swords mechanical switches. I think it's like the ATK R1 Pro Max kind of shape. Not bad, but I think the Huanos are a little bit better if they had Huanos on this. However, the Viper V3 housing and these Kales seem to work really nice. I do like them. They're, the ones on the X1s ATKs are opticals, so they're different. Some people prefer mechanicals, and this is going to do it for you if you prefer something mechanical. They perform optimally, so I can't really say anything bad about it. The coating is slightly rubberized and it works as intended. It might be slightly inadequate if you have like extremely dry hands, but I don't think this is going to be a problem for 99% of people. Here's the sound test. Clicks are snappy, and there's very little travel. If you can see this between the side buttons as well, it's almost like a Viper V3 kind of side button. It's flat and there's very little travel, and it works really well. It's a little bit spongier than a Viper V3 if I'm being honest, but I don't see it being a detrimental or anything like that. The only thing is like the black PTFE feet are not that great. I mean, they're serviceable, but they're not my favorite. I'd probably replace them as soon as I get them slowing down after a month like that. I'd probably swap them out. I didn't use them enough to wear them down, so right now they're just fine for me. I don't have a problem with it. The build quality is solid and it's holding up as well as expected. There's no any untoward creaks or nothing's out of place. The wobble is very normal, kind of as you would expect from any other mouse. There's really no problem with it. Overall, for $60, this is a pretty good alternative to a Viper V3 Pro. Another good alternative is of course the ATK X1 for around the same money, and probably 10-15 grams lighter than the Eweadn S9 Ultra. Now next up, we're going to move on quickly. This is the VGN Dragonfly Y2 Ultra. It comes with an 8K dongle. I've had this mouse for about 10 weeks. Again, there's like 4 different versions of this mouse. You've got all kinds of specs they pair it with. This one is the $85 Ultra, 44 grams, 3950, 8K with a Nordic 528/40 MCU. There's a more expensive Ultra Plus for $99 with a bigger battery. I think that comes with a 500 milliamp battery, but I think you're getting the best deal to performance ratio with the Ultra model because of that 44 gram weight. I think it's a 200 or 250 milliamp battery. This is of course a Vaxi inspired shape, which is to say it is symmetric in the front, left and right same height, but at the back it's kind of like a soft ergo. It's ever slightly bigger than the NPO1S or NPO1S V2, and it's probably around 2mm taller than an NPO1S. Yeah, I'd say it's like a slightly more bulbous NPO1S. Now for my hand, I feel like it's a bit smaller. It's a bit on the smaller side. I mean, the NPO1S was confirmed a little bit too small for me. This one is still on the little bit smaller side. I prefer something a little bit bigger, but it's still really nice in the hand. Only it's just I wish it was just a hair bigger. But you know, that's my complaint for having a bigger hand. For a medium small hand, it's going to be great. I'd only recommend this again, like I said, to a medium to small hand. The main switches are Omron opticals. I think these are called 100 million opticals. These are of course the most coveted optical switches in 2025 high performance mice. Here's the sound test. Really fast and responsive M1 and M2. There's a bit of post travel. But it's very typical of a 45-gram mice that use this type of ABS plastic. If you really want to force bend the plastic, you could. You know, that's one of the compromises you need to make when you want to pick a mice that's below 45 grams. You're going to have thinner plastic. So it's similar to the feeling of a Skyrox V6, V8 or a Mad R really light mice. You're going to have a little bit of flex on the plastic. So you can't expect the clicks to be super stiff, you know what I'm saying? If you have a magnesium mouse or a carbon fiber mouse, the clicks are going to be exquisite because of how stiff that trigger is. But on plastics, you're gonna get it to flex a little bit, so you can't expect the most, you know, mouth-watering kind of click implementation. But this is extremely good for a 44-gram, 45-gram mouse. So you know, I don't have any problem with it. It's on par with Lamzu, Skyrox, Mad R build quality. That's to say it's very good, and you know, for a 45-gram mouse, that is absolutely amazing. There's no kind of like structural integrity issues. Everything is anchored down securely, and there's very low tolerances in the gaps and the fitment. Now, as for value, I feel it's on the expensive side for a VGN branded mouse, but I get that it's catered to the Vaxi crowd, so that's why maybe you're paying an extra $20 premium for it. I'm not too sure about that, but I feel like that's it. For $89, $99, I think I'd rather save up for the real thing, the NPO1S Vaxi, NPO1S Ergo. Now, if you can get this for $55, $60, then I think it is a smoking deal. Now let's move on to the last mouse that I have for us today, which is another VGN mouse. This is the VGN F2 Ultra Plus. Now on the VGN website it's $79, but I got this for $48 on AliExpress. It's a 50-gram 8K Nordic 52840 MCU, and it's also tri-mode. This is kind of an original shape, I would say, because I haven't found anything exactly like it. In my opinion, it's kind of like an elongated HTX or HTS Plus with very low triggers. It's got that, you know, that silhouette of a G-Wolves. So it's kind of like, I would say the closest mouse that feels like this would be a G-Wolves. The trigger height is 16.5 millimeters. So it's really low. I'm drawn to this shape because it's really sexy, you know, feeling in my hand, and it feels very inspiring. Let me just give you a little bit of measurements on the side so you have an indication of how big the size is. This is a 57.20, a very medium size. A lot of medium size mice are the 56, 57 millimeters, and the VGN Y2 is 55.4, so very medium size mice. And the Eweadn S9 should be about 59 if I'm not mistaken, which is the standard size for these Viper shapes. 58.64. So you're getting all of them about the standard regular size. If you're used to a Viper, that's the Viper grip. If you're used to medium size mouse, this is about a medium size mouse, 56 millimeters, and this is a bit slightly wider, 56 point, what was it just now, 56 and a half or something like that. So it's still around the same wheelhouse, 57 millimeters wide there. Okay, another part of the draw for me, why I'm attracted to this mouse particularly, and it's one of my favorites right now, is the dongle. You notice that this is just a regular micro dongle. This is an 8K dongle with an extender. So if you want to stick it on your desk, you can use the extender and put it on your desk if you want. If you don't want it on your desk, stick it right into your PC with the micro dongle or your USB hub on your table, whatever you want to do. That's actually something I'm interested in, because I'd rather have a micro dongle than a big chocolate bar on my table. So I like that. That is a plus for me. These are the Omron opticals, and of course they are exquisite, very light, precise feeling. The other unique thing about this mouse is the aluminum scroll wheel. There's no rubber band, and it's kind of feels refreshing. I kind of like it. The side buttons are right there under your thumb. You actually are in contact with the side buttons at all times because of how low this part of the mouse is. Your thumb is actually resting right over it. So all you need to do is just apply some pressure and roll your thumb, and you are actuating the mouse 4 and mouse 5. So I think it's kind of nice for me. But if you have like a smaller hand, this might feel like the buttons are a little bit too far forward. For me, they're just nice. For a smaller hand, this could be a little bit more challenging. So you have to take that into consideration. The PTFE feet, on the other hand, these are the standard ones that come with all the VGNs. Unlike the VGN Y2 Ultra, which has a higher quality PTFE feet, they are different. The ones on the Y2 are really good. I wouldn't replace them. These ones, I would probably replace them after a month or two. And yeah, that's about it. The build quality again is similar to a Lamzu Inca Skyrox, and for the $48 price, this is an unbeatable value that represents it. If you can't tell, this is my favorite among the three, mainly because I like the low triggers and how sexy it looks in my hand. Let me give you a sound test, just a quick one. It's an Omron optical, so it sounds exactly like the VGN Y2. There you go, those are the three mice, and the next up is the Tenta-X Shinrai edgeless, or maybe this is the octo-grip V2. Let me get the old octo-grip and show it to you. So here's the old octo-grip with a different base. The new base is this shimmery stuff and edgeless, and the old base is the kind of like a rubber or foam with stitched edge. So you can see the edges are very different from the old to new. It's apparently the same material, the same cloth material, but when you do a glide test on it, it is slightly different. The glide test, of course, maybe because this pad is newer, so it feels a little bit quicker. This pad, as you can see, it is well used. This is one of my favorite pads. For a long time I was using this and I really enjoyed it. You can also see that the color is slightly different. The new Shinrai or octo-grip has a darker purple to it, and yeah, I really like the new one. Actually, I like the new one a lot more than I like the old one. not because of the edge. The edge really doesn't matter to me because I don't have a problem with pads rubbing up against my elbow or forearm, so it's not a big deal to me. I do need to mention that the base is very, very sticky. In fact, I think it's maybe a little bit too sticky. I don't know. It doesn't bother me, it doesn't make any difference to me, but it is very sticky. Sticks onto the table without any issues at all. I do like the surface. Again, like I said, it is very nice and smooth. In case you don't know, this is kind of like, it works exactly like a Artisan Zero, except it does not make any noise. There's no scratchy sound. It's very smooth, and that's what I like about it. If you compare it to the Jinsoku, it is a completely different purple. Here's the Jinsoku. Jinsoku is not edgeless, not this model anyway. This is the first version. Completely different surface. Jinsoku is a lot quicker, more like a spandex kind of like surface, and the purple is a much more vibrant purple. If you're going for color, the Jinsoku is going to be a more vibrant kind of color that you might prefer. But yeah, that is the Shinrai or octo-grip V2, whatever you want to call it. I like it a lot, and I think I'm probably going to main this one for a very long time because I've been missing this kind of controlled balance feeling, which, you know, I've been missing in my life. I think I've been going on the speed path for a long time now. I've been like on the glass pads, on the very fast cloth pads, and now going back to this, it gives me that nostalgic feeling of I feel really accurate on this pad. So that's what I like about these new control pads, balance pads that are coming out nowadays. If I'm being honest with you, all the new pads that are coming out that are kind of like the zero clones or zero copies or zero inspired, they work really well, and they are kind of like half the price of the Zero, so they're very good in terms of value. As a value proposition, it is absolutely amazing. Anyway, that is my video for today. 4 items that I'm showing you, the 3 mice that I've had for the last 3 months, and the new Tenta-X octo-grip or Shinrai that I just got about a week ago. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.